Hello, people of YouTube that enjoy talking movies. Tonight I got something for you. I'm going to do another franchise ranking. Um, and this time it's going to be X-Men. So, um, before, like with my 31 plus on 31 yesterday, I'm going to show the movies, like what they are, and then rank them. So, starting off, since I already briefly showed it, we have X-Men First Class. I have these in timeline order as best as I can. We have Days of Future Past and the Rogue Cut. We got X-Men Apocalypse. The Blu-rays of those three movies, minus the Rogue Cut. Maybe it does have the Rogue Cut on the thing. No, don't think so. Then we have Dark Phoenix and its Blu-ray. It has the same design, it looks like. Yep, same design. Very nice, very nice. Then we have X-Men 1 and 1.5, which is the theatrical version. It just has a bunch of special features on there, behind the scenes footage of over 5 hours. A little disappointing because I thought it was going to be like Spider-Man 2.1, where it had extra footage, but it was just the theatrical version. So, kind of wasted $2 there. Then we have X-Men 2, X-Men United, and The Last Stand, X-Men 3. Yeah. Then we got X-Men Origins and its Blu-ray. I enjoyed this movie. Is it the best quality that they could have done? No. But I did like it. And I liked how Deadpool could teleport and have laser vision. That was really cool. The katana claws and the silence kind of bugged me, but then again, he was swearing in that version. Then we have the theatrical and extended The Wolverine. The theatrical cut's good, and the extended cut didn't quite do what I thought it would at the end, because at the end I thought it would show him getting his iconic outfit in the briefcase, but it didn't. I might not have watched the right version. Maybe that's only on one of the discs, that not the one that I watched. Who knows? But or maybe it's like a deleted scene or something. Then we have the DVD and the Blu-ray for Deadpool. You'll notice they both say Blu-ray DVD, but only the one in the Blu-ray case has the Blu-ray. So then I'm including a couple of X-Men shows in this with Gifted and Legion. Then we have a variety of Logan films. We have the DVD, the Blu-ray DVD combo pack that also has the noir version, which I haven't seen yet, so I won't include that in the ranking, and the 4K, which has a regular theatrical Blu-ray. Then we got a couple different cuts of Deadpool 2, so they will be ranked differently. We got Deadpool 2, the extended cut, and Once Upon a Deadpool, the PG-13 Deadpool 2 variant. And then just a Blu-ray of New Mutants. This one was surprisingly good. It had a bit of trouble getting out of the fence, production-wise, but my goodness, it paid off in a cool way. Great. I enjoyed this one. It's not top tier, but it sure was good. With all that in mind, with the franchises here, you'll notice I don't have all of Legion or all of Gifted. I think there's like 4 seasons of each show. But I do have quite a bit to go through here. So, and I'm going to be a little more kind to Origins Wolverine. So, personally, I'm kind of a big fan of that one. I know it's not very popular and I know why it's not very popular. But what can I say? I enjoy it. So, without further delay, in last place, since it's not an extended version like I thought it would be, X-Men 1.5. While it's not a disappointment for the content that is included, it wasn't an extended version, which really bumps down what I was expecting. I'm pretty sure it's only the theatrical occurrence. So, bummer. After that one comes its theatrical cut. It's it's a good start to the original franchise with the original trilogy of X-Men films, but didn't quite do it for me. So there's 20 things that I'm ranking together, 20 different items. So, in 17th place is X-Men 2. It's better than the original, but not by a whole lot. They introduced Nightcrawler, which is really cool. They introduced him in one of the newer ones as well, but or reintroduce him, but still wasn't quite as good as I had wanted it to be. But that's okay. Then next up is the Dark Phoenix prototype, X-Men 3 Last Stand, in we're at like 17th place, I think. This one I think also had some trouble when it came to the production of the film, the movie, but I liked how it had Juggernaut in there. I liked them lifting the bridge to get to Alcatraz. That was kind of interesting. But for the storyline it was pursuing, with the Dark Phoenix storyline, it didn't really do it justice like Dark Phoenix itself did. And up next is the theatrical cut of Days of Future Past. As much as I enjoyed the theatrical version of the film, of the movie, it didn't quite do all the things that I had wanted it to, that its Rogue cut ended up doing, like having Rogue in it, because I liked Rogue a lot in the original trilogy. She was really cool. Cool powers, being able to steal the powers and life force of others. I liked that aspect of things. So, yeah. So that's in 16th place. In 15th place is First Class. Um, it just um, it rehashed Magneto's origin from X-Men 1, which I thought didn't really work all that well visually. And so, um, yeah. And then we got in 14th place X-Men Apocalypse. I feel like they could have done more with the character of Apocalypse himself. They did do some pretty cool stuff with him, like making him a supercharger for mutants. But yeah. And then I think we're on 13th place now. Let's see. Yeah, 13th place is the Rogue Cut, because it fixed some of the problems I had with the theatrical version of the film, movie, or whatever you want to call it. I prefer calling them movies personally, but yeah. Next up, and I think, where are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 13, no, 20 minus 8 is 12. In 11th place is Origins Wolverine. I get that the claws look kind of cartoony, and a lot of people didn't like how Deadpool couldn't talk once he became Deadpool. But there's still a lot of really cool moments in this movie. So, yeah. I think the really cool moments outweigh the minor flaws. So, there's that. Yes, Deadpool's mouth being stitched shut is a minor flaw, not a huge deal for me, like it is for a lot of people. Let's see. Next up is 2013's The Wolverine theatrical version. The theatrical version, raking in the top 10 is 11th, because that was 12th. 11th place is the Wolverine theatrical cut. The theatrical cut was actually quite good. I went to go see it with one of my aunts, who has since passed on, but we both quite enjoyed ourselves when we went to go see this. Let's see. Looks like the special features on the Blu-ray is the alternate ending that I was thinking of, where he gets the suit. But yeah, theatrically it did just fine, I thought. Rounding out or kicking off our top 10. Yeah, top 10 is the extended cut of the Wolverine. I know that's a cheap move, but the theatrical cut I like a little bit better, because it develops the characters a little bit better, I think, and gives you more bang for your buck in the repurchase. So if I ended up losing this and like losing the discs for it, like they broke or got super scratched or something and couldn't be used, would I buy it again? Heck yeah, I would. So yeah, Wolverine. In ninth place, coming in at number 9, is Dark Phoenix. This one is in the top 10, and the reason it's not in the top 3 is because there are other movies that I like better than it. It does the Dark Phoenix plotline justice in my mind. I think they did it quite well here. I haven't seen all of Gifted, so I'm basing it on the first 3 episodes when we get there. But I enjoyed Dark Phoenix. I thought it was done pretty well. So that is one that I do quite enjoy. Quite a bit. Okay. Speaking of those 2 shows, based solely on the first 3 episodes alone, I think we're in 8th place. In 8th place is The Gifted. So with the episodes that I've seen, Exposed, RX, and Exodus, I liked the direction they were taking the characters in the show, but I haven't had a chance to watch the entire thing yet. So all the titles have an X in the title episode: Exposed, RX, Exodus, Exit Strategy, Boxed In, Get Your Six, Extreme Measures, Threat of Extinction, Outfox, Exploited, 3x1, Extraction, and X Roads. There you go. Oops, hold on. In 7th place, I have seen the entirety of this season, The Legion. It tells a story about a psychic schizophrenic, which is an interesting combination, if I do say so. Yeah. See, that was 8th place. In 7th place is the original Deadpool. The original Deadpool brought the more widely accepted Deadpool to film, or to movies, where he could be gory and nasty with his words. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3 titles. So, is that right? No, we don't have 3 titles left because we have 3 different versions of the same title that is being ranked differently. So, coming in 6th place after the original Deadpool is the theatrical version of the sequel, or the original theatrical version, because there is another theatrical version, the PG-13 one. But the original theatrical version is pretty good. They further develop the Deadpool and Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead characters, and Vanessa to a certain degree. If you haven't seen the movie, I'm not going to spoil what happens to Vanessa. But it on the back it says something funny. It has Peter saying, "The sequel to the first one." See right there. kind of tell. So yeah, a version of it I like a little bit better and put in. Hold on. So I think in fifth place is the extended cut of Deadpool 2, because it feels a little bit more completed than the theatrical version did, which I thought was kind of good. Then now we're in our top three. Before I give you my top three, what are your thoughts on the ones that I've ranked so far? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Is there anything you would change? All right. In third place is The New Mutants. I really enjoyed how they turned it into a horror movie in the X-Men universe. I thought that was done quite well. So that was thoroughly enjoyable. Our runner-up in second place is the PG-13 Once Upon a Deadpool 2 cut. A fairy tale twist on Deadpool 2 the whole gang can enjoy. Not much of a fairy tale, it just he just reads the story to Fred Savage. But I thought that this version was better than the theatrical version because there was no F words in it other than Fred Savage. But in first place, bar none, is Logan. Now, I haven't watched the 4K or the noir version, but the storyline in Logan is my favorite of the X-Men material. It's a good bookend to Wolverine in the Fox franchise, and it gives kind of an apocalyptic take on events that I enjoy quite a bit. So that is why it is in first, and why I enjoy it so much more than any of the other X-Men movies. And like I said, our runner-up was the PG-13 Deadpool 2 variant, whatever you want to call it. So that is my ranking of all of the X-Men movies that I own. I'll update my ranking of it after finishing Gifted, because I kind of feel like I did it dirty putting it lower just because I hadn't seen the whole thing. So another ranking of the X-Men franchise will be down the road. Now, the next ranking that I do is going to be more of the Marvel multiverse that is non-MCU now not X-Men and non-Spider-Verse. So it'll be things like Fantastic Four, Ghost Rider, Punisher, um, stuff like that. Even some of the animated movies that I have, I'll do a separate ranking, because my my multiverse ranking of the remaining multiverse representations will stick to the live action stuff, and the animated stuff will come out after that. So tomorrow I will be putting out my multiverse ranking, and see, tomorrow's Wednesday, so Thursday will be my animated Marvel ranking. So I think I'm gonna watch some of my animated material so I can um, do my ranking of that justice instead of just um, doing what I did with The Gifted, because that wasn't really fair. For what it's worth, I enjoyed what I've seen from that show. I just haven't seen enough of it to really form that much of an attachment to it. I have nothing against what I have seen from the franchise because it was quite good, but that's something I say a lot, quite good. But anyway, so I do enjoy that version or that show. It doesn't focus on the key X-Men characters like Wolverine, Cyclops, Storm, Xavier. Mind you, Xavier is mentioned because he's the character of the main or the cousin of the psychic schizo character, I think, or like his uncle or something. But it doesn't really dive far into those storylines because those are already well established, and we know from start to end how that timeline goes, or timelines, because they kind of mix up timelines with Days of Future Past. Something Deadpool points out when he says, "We will go to see Professor McAvoy or Stewart. These timelines are confusing." You're welcome. Hope you enjoyed this video. It's a bit shorter than my 31 plus on 31, but hopefully you guys, this gives you guys something to think about when it comes to the X-Men movies. Multiverse of Madness could be bunched in with these movies because Xavier is in it. But I decided not to do that, at least not this time around. When it comes to ranking them again after watching more of The Gifted, or just Gifted, The Gifted is something else about a math prodigy, or a prodigy child. So when it comes to my next ranking after I finished Gifted, I'll include the Multiverse of Madness with Charles Xavier in it, and I won't have so many different versions of the same thing. Like, I'll probably leave the X-Men First Class, theatrical Days of Future Past, and Apocalypse upstairs in my room, and bring down the trilogy pack and the Rogue cut. And likewise, I'll leave X-Men 1.5 upstairs, the Blu-ray or the DVD and Blu-ray for Logan, the DVD for X-Men Origins. I'll leave those upstairs, the DVD for Deadpool and Deadpool 2. Actually, I would need to bring that one down again, never mind. But the theatrical version's included in the Super Duper cut, so I could just use the same case for both. So I will leave the DVD case upstairs next time I do that. And if you guys enjoy this content that I put out, hit like, subscribe and the notification bell. I've got a few other rankings on my channel already, like the MCU, the Spider-Verse, my 31 on 31, a few different individual horror rankings with more to come. In fact, on Saturday, one of my good friends and I, who was supposed to join me on my 31 on 31, but wasn't able to make it because work was a bit much, will be joining me for a ranking of the Alien franchise itself. He hasn't seen Predator 5 Prey yet, to my knowledge, and so he wouldn't be able to help out with the Predator ranking that I'm going to also be doing. So I'll probably do that on Friday, along with my animated Marvel multiverse stuff. And there's actually some animated Marvel stuff that I need to watch through all the way, like the anime Marvel or X-Men series that I have, which you'll notice was not included in this just because I haven't seen any of it. So I would probably have it in last place because I hadn't seen any of it. So I didn't want to do that. But if it's anything like the Iron Man anime series that I have, I imagine it'll be quite enjoyable. So I probably could have put it higher up on my ranking for my anticipation of it, but I decided not to include it in this one because it's animated, or anime, I should say, because it takes place in Japan. It was put out by Japan. It's English dubbed and subbed. So that is what is coming in the next few days. Tomorrow will be I think either tomorrow I'll take a break from making videos or put out maybe like a DC ranking, like a Batverse ranking or something of the different versions of Batman. So keep an eye out for those videos and keep talking movies.